Hey there, and welcome back to this week's episode of Ask Ron. I've got Ron here ready with me. He's ready to answer your guys' questions. Ron, how are you doing today?
Outstanding, man. I'm outstanding. Weather's gorgeous here. I don't know how you could go anywhere where it'd be better.
I agree. What kind of car is this, Ron?
It's a 67 Lincoln Continental convertible.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Kind of JFK got shot in.
Really? That's a piece of history right there.
Suicide doors.
Suicide doors. All right, we'll go ahead and get started now. So first question I've got for you is from Tony and Angie Stewart over in Ohio. Of course. They said, thanks to your AI training, I am now getting more traffic to my website and is coming up in searches. Now when a seller contacts me or enters information on my site, I want to get to them before they get to anywhere else. When dealing with quality leads, do you use a rule to follow up with them yourself rather than sending them to your virtual assistant?
You can do both, guys. But, frankly, in their situation, I'd follow them up with them myself. Go ahead and fill out the PI sheet. Don't take but a few minutes to do that, a couple minutes really, and go right on to the closing script while you got them on the telephone.
Okay, perfect.
I'm glad to see you getting more leads.
Yeah, me too. Next one that we've got is from Jeremy Cepress in Texas. Jeremy. He asked if he could partner up with you, Ron.
You can if you're in our mentoring program. And if you don't know what that means, Jeremy, call my office and they'll explain it to you. 800-567-6128. And just tell them you want to talk to somebody about the mentoring program.
Beautiful.
I mean, I put up the money.
Next one we've got is also from Jeremy in Texas. He said, how do I find an acquisitionist?
Jeremy, I don't think you're at the stage yet to need an acquisitionist, but there's all kinds of ways to do that. I'll tell you the best way that I found is to go out to restaurants to eat, and the servers that actually do an outstanding job for you, ask them if they want a little part-time income, just making a few calls a week for you. That's where you start, because that's the biggest load you want to get off your back, is getting all those calls made. And that don't interfere with their job at all. I mean, it takes maybe an hour a week for them to perform that function, and you can pay them. I'd pay them $1,000 every time you buy a house, and maybe a little bit of money for their time. Let them tell me how much they want. But anybody that's got a good attitude and likes talking to people and is not afraid of their own shadow is probably good to put on that telephone if they want to do it. Remember, they're just calling people that we're not cold calling. We're calling people that advertise they got a house for sale, or have contacted us that they have a house for sale. So that's a good start. But I don't think anybody should be looking for an acquisitionist until you've performed the functions you're going to ask the acquisitionist to do. You have a hard time training them something you haven't done.
Perfect. All right, so this one is his name Tim Matthews. He's up in Illinois.
Hey, Tim.
It's actually a follow-up to a question that he asked you last week in the Ask Ron. The question last week was, when taking over the property subject to, why is it recommended to also get the seller to finance the equity to you via the seller financing?
Tim, I don't know what you're talking about. You're not doing either one. You're not doing that. If you take over a property subject to, there is no equity back to the seller. So you'll be buying it with a wraparound mortgage or deed of trust. So in other words, if seller owes $200 and you're buying it for $300, you're going to create your attorney's going to create a $300,000 wraparound mortgage to the seller, and that already encompasses the $100,000 equity they got in it. Based on your question, I strongly suggest you get into my Quick Start school as fast as you can, because you don't have a clear understanding of what you're trying to accomplish out there, and you walk around in a cloud all the time and you just have question after question. You won't get anything done until you learn the basics. Can't get to college without and skip high school. So come see me. I'm doing one almost every month. In fact, I'm doing one here this month, aren't I?
You are.
What month are we in? March. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing one here in a week or two, and then actually I'm coming up to Cherry Hill, New Jersey shortly thereafter. So I'm never that far away.
Perfect. And the follow-up to that question you had was, once I take over a property subject to, will the bank allow me to take out an equity line of credit?
Absolutely not. The bank won't. If you contact the bank, they might call a loan due on you. That would be the craziest thing you could do. Again, I'll see you in Quick Start School. Whoa, don't ever call the bank and ask them for anything. I don't ever call the bank and ask for permission to do anything. And if you take title, you can take out a second mortgage on it, but that violates all my rules. We don't ever personally guarantee debt, ever. Come learn how to do it the right way, man. You're going to get yourself in trouble if you don't.
Perfect. All right, next one's going to be from Robert Straker in Oregon. He said, do you plan to teach online the Getting to the Next Level course sometime in the near future. I know that you've taught it in the past years ago, but I could not take it back then due to my job. Now I can arrange to get the time off to take the course virtually. Please reply to let me know when it will be taught again. Thank you.
Well, actually, it's not on my agenda, and it's been a long time since I did that, but since you asked the question, I might dig into that. And anything else you guys need to know that is not on the Gold Club site. You know, if you get on the site and you go up in the search box under resources and put in something in there, like, you know, like land trust, for example, and no lessons come up on it, just let me know. You know how long it takes me to create a 10-minute lesson, Luke?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. And I don't have to do the research, so it's not a big problem for me. I'll look into that. I might just revive that.
Perfect. All right. Next one is from Tim Matthews in Illinois again. He said, is a real estate broker license needed to lease option to a tenant buyer for sandwich lease in Illinois?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. Illinois does have a rule about assigning contracts now when you're wholesaling. It can't stop you from buying it and then immediately reselling it. Actually, if you have a license, you can assign contracts, and you can do one a year without a license. But you're not doing that when you lease it from a seller and you sublease it to a tenant buyer. You're in the middle. You're not assigning anything, so there's no issue there.
Okay, perfect. Got another question from Tim. He said, if a town requires the homeowner to receive a rental license, will that prevent me from doing a lease option with the homeowner or lease optioning to a tenant buyer?
I don't know what you're talking about. If the town requires a homeowner to receive a renter's license, you mean the landlord has to be licensed to rent the house? Is that what you're saying, I think? I don't know the answer to that. That's a question for your local attorney.
Okay, perfect. And we just did a weekly lesson video on finding attorneys, so feel free to take a look at that, Tim. It's on the YouTube and Gold Club as well.
You know how to find a good attorney?
How do you find a good attorney?
Get a shovel and start digging.
Get a shovel and start digging. All right.
Sorry, attorneys.
All right. Next question is from Jeremy Cepress in Texas. He said, is there a way I can purchase a mentor without attending the Quick Start Real Estate School?
No. That would be doing you a big disservice, because you can't, look, real estate school is all about training. Mentoring is all about implementing. You can't implement something you haven't been trained to do. And frankly, you won't even understand what the mentor is trying to tell you, and it'd just be a big mess, and you'd be wasting your money, and I'd be taking your money, know that you're not going to get anything out of it, so I won't do it. Quick Start School it don't have to come before mentoring, but it needs to come very shortly after you get a mentor. In fact, the best time to get a mentor is about a month before you go into Quick Start School to help you prepare for it, bring a bunch of leads, so maybe we can get you a deal or two while we're in class, which we do every single boot camp. But no, I won't let you in college without going through high school.
You guys remember how many leads you got from the past Las Vegas Quick Start from you guys?
I do not remember. I know we got, 7 or 8 deals there, but I don't remember how many leads we started with.
Okay, 10-4. Well, that concludes all the questions that I have for you, Ron. Is there anything that you wanted to say to the community at all?
Well, we got a whole bunch of free training coming up, so keep an eye on it. In fact, we got a master class with 3 different subjects coming up shortly. One of them is finding deals. Another one is structuring your empire. And the third one is what?
Wholesaling.
Wholesaling, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, that one's going to be March 14th next week, actually.
Oh, it is? What is it? March 13th?
March 14th.
14th, okay. And they're all free. Once you sign up for one, you've signed up for all 3 of them. So you'll get an email on it. And if you don't, contact our office pretty quickly, because you'll definitely want to be on those 3. And they're all free. They don't even start till the middle of the day sometimes for all you West Coasters. So I'm having mercy on you.
I'll make sure I include the link in the description too. So if you guys want to check it out, we'll have it easy access for you there.
So I'll see you next week. Awesome. Go get something done this week.